Designing Adult Online Learning Programs by William Hennicks. The Targeted Audience Principle of Training. The biggest barrier to online learning. There are several programs related to online and virtual learning. The true value from any program begins and ends with the target audience. From the perspective of an instructional designer, when I review training programs, my first thought is the detailed task analysis and the associated learning domains. What are learning domains? According to Rothwell and Kaisnes, 1998, there are 3 learning domains: cognitive, affective and psychomotor. The most important learning domain is the cognitive domain. There are 6 phases to the cognitive domain: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. Knowledge: remembering facts, key terms. Comprehension: knowing what a message really means. Application: using what has been learned in daily operations. Analysis: breaking down what has been learned into small usable parts. Synthesis: reassembling what was previously learned, recreating and reformatting previous knowledge. Evaluation: examine the current value, redesigning, reinventing. Cognitive learning domains and corresponding assessments. The cognitive domain: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. Knowledge assessments: true or false, matching questions, the response are the exact words used in the course. Completing definitions: the questions used during the assessments must be direct quotes from the lesson. Comprehension assessments: fill in the blanks from known scenarios. Basic understanding of information: the information used during the assessment must be located within the lesson. Application assessments: question measure how well the student can apply what was learned. Questions take the student from the known to the unknown. The questions used during the assessments must not be direct quotes from the lesson. Questions should be written to force the student to apply information learned to new scenarios not previously presented. Understanding the relationship between the learning domains and the associated assessments determine the true success or failure of a training program. Understanding and knowing your target audience is Phase 1. Designing training programs based on the learning domain is Phase 2. Designing assessments that correspond to the learning domain is Phase 3. The first 3 levels of the cognitive learning domains, knowledge, comprehension and application, are the core of online learning programs. How are training assessments evaluated? When developing an assessment, you need a clear understanding of what is being measured. An assessment should be designed to meet not exceed the requirements established in the cognitive learning domains. The logic behind the philosophy: if you develop assessments that exceed the learning domain, you have overshot your target objectives. The logic behind the philosophy: if you develop assessments that does not meet the learning domain, you have missed your target objectives. Another phase to the assessment process: cross-check assessment questions and responses with the original needs assessment. Always ask the question: do the assessment questions reflect the current problems? Do the solutions given correct the current problems? Remember the purpose of the training program. Understand and know your target audience. Stay in your lane. Knowledge, comprehension, application.